Okay, so after understanding about different type of databases which are available, let's understand few terms which are used while defining a database. To define a database, the first term that we used to very frequently use is database and schema. These two things are very close to each other, and many a time they are used interchangeably, right? And they are very close. But the minute difference between these two is schema is the subset of database. Database is a wider term that we use where we store the information in a sorted format. That means we are going to have table, we are going to have column, we are going to have views, and then triggers, and so on and so forth. So these all things are something which all comes under database. Similarly, schema is a part of database, or it's a kind of subset of database. But when we arrange all this information that I have just talked about in a structural format, then it forms a schema. So a schema is nothing but again the set of information, but arranged in a structured way, arranged in a relative way. One entity is related to other is related to something else. So when we talk about the relationship between the different entities, then it forms schema. All right. Next thing about any database is about table. So if you want to store data in database, then normally it is stored in form of table. So what is table? Table is nothing but it's a database object that contains data in that contains a combination of rows and column. And with the help of combination of rows and column, it creates a kind of logical representation of the data, right? So you would have seen Excel sheet, and Excel sheet is something is a typical example of a table. Similarly, we have column and rows. Rows are something which are actually the data, and columns are something which are it makes multiple rows but in one form, right? So these are these which are represented on your screen are column, and these are rows. So when you combine rows and column together, then it forms a table. All right. So that is about the information on the different entities present in the database.